I actually watched the video by Laszlo Novak of an orb UFO mothership over Campbelltown 2004. So basically, I used to scratch my head thinking, surely it's not possible these entities or orbs or fourth dimensional objects live in clouds. Now, I've seen two films, and guess what? I've just caught one. So I'm analyzing my film. It's a Sony DVD DCR 106E. It's 40 optic zoom, but the rest is digital. Now, I'm seeing the orb formations, and Laszlo Novak rang me. There's a heavy formation out today, so I just thought, yeah, I'll just do some quick filming. I probably won't find anything. Now, here he is. Now, this is very hard to believe, but if you actually look right here down the right, it is as clear as a daylight. So I've taken pictures, which I'll process now in the photo editing shop that I have from Windows. What you see here is a rounded object with an antenna on top there. Look, it looks like a little object next to him with a few little top bits coming off. He's got two large rounded claws or arms right there. He's in a rounded, it looks like an entrance right there, or a platform. So it actually drops in a bit. It's perfectly round there. And you see those two arms, and it's got black claws right down the bottom. It's white, but all of a sudden the back of it is a darker color, and this is infrared. So I couldn't, if you use a normal movie camera, Fuji 30 optic, I tried quickly to swap them around. I didn't see that sort of detail. Infrared picks up that detail, and lo and behold, there he is. Antenna. He's got the two or three big beads behind him, very shiny, I should add as well. And he's got these fantastic structures here in that cloud that looks like an orb cloud. So it's got all tubes and everything coming out. The one that I saw filmed by Laszlo had the orbs fly out of the huge orb mothership. I mean, you would literally see them fly out. And I'm thinking, is this possible? So I quickly play that. I'll quickly play that video of Doug Robbins, who said he filmed these huge cloud insect creatures running through the chemtrail, and also a film by Gollum on Facebook, where he just switches his camera off on infrared for a few hours and just quickly analyzes the film. And he found one quickly walk across the cloud. So I thought, this is ridiculous, but there it is there. It's fantastic. Now I'll quickly go and place these pictures. Now I'll have to play around very carefully with the histogram and also the color and all the settings, because this is just so fascinating that I've heard about this around the world. I thought, yeah, sure, I'll just try my camera out for about 10 minutes today. I did film some orbs last week when Laszlo told me quickly go out. I filmed 3 orbs close together, and it's just very hard to believe. So quickly now just pause it. I've just lost it. I quickly paused it now. So basically this is what the images look like. Now when I look slow at very, very high zoom, you'll see, for instance, that dark thing, and 2 little dark things right there on top of that cloud, and the other one is like sticking up that V shape. So they're very hard to actually see. I mean, if I haven't been taught how to look for these objects, I probably wouldn't be able to do it. Now, to me, all these things obviously sounded crazy until I started to look a bit closer. And that's when I started to see all these things that I thought, no, these objects surely can't be there. And that's how I caught that creature, obviously, as well. To me, it was totally fictitious. Now, the way to analyze it is quickly on high speed, and you just pause it when your eye just captures something. So you haven't got time to watch 20 minutes. Now, even that object there to me looks like, wow, I mean, is this a cloud? So these orbs, which I saw filmed by Laszlo, he taught me to actually look for things that are peculiar in a normal cloud, like squares or entrances and things like that. And I still can't explain how these are obviously fourth dimensional objects, or objects are living in clouds. So you just see that's unusual. So I'll zoom in on that one. There's an unusual shape there. I also caught a cloud which had a rectangular shape to it, and inside that rectangle was a perfect tube So when I start to get those sort of images, I'm thinking, well, I'll take a few more zooms and snapshots and just keep looking at what's really up there. Now, can you see when I pause that? It's like, well, they look like clouds, but when I look at that now closely, there's too many sort of turns in there, and it's not that obvious in this one. So I'm just trying to, I've got something down there that looks dark. So if I just return that a fraction, there it is. It's got two arms on it. I see something shiny grey, and it's got two arms, same as that other object had those arms, and it looked as though some sort of huge insect. So when I actually zoom in on that, I'm trying to get, it's very, very hard to zoom in on these type of things. So there it is there. It's like, well, am I actually capturing this? So the camera is very delicate. If I lock it in, it will show too many of those striations on the video screen. So I have to try to capture the object and try to zoom in without locking it. So there was one strange object right there. And I filmed quite a few of these very strange shapes in the volcano 2014 in Indonesia. And that's how I'm scanning it. I'm just using a very cheap Sony second-hand camera. I'm looking for these very strange patterns that shouldn't be there in a normal cloud. And you can just tell by looking outside. And that's why Laszlo rang me. And here's our object there. There he is. It was right near the other object with the two arms. Now, it just looks as though, there he is. He's got two claws. He's got the rounded area there. I'll take some more snap pitch. It's got like a insect feel to it, or look to it. And it is very hard to capture on high zoom, extremely hard. You have to really angle it at the right position. I'll try to use screen capture lock. That works sometimes. The other times it doesn't. So it's actually a skill trying to zoom in. Now it looks like behind has got eggs or lava, and I'm just thinking, is this possible? It's just so surreal that I'm capturing this on film. So I've taken a few snapshots. So just look at that area there. You'll see the object there, the rounded, dark front to it. It's like a pool table ball. It's white and it's got that dark area, but it comes out three-dimensionally, and you've got that rounded, nice dark shape, and what these look like eggs right there. So I zoomed in again, and I'll try to play at normal speed. So just pause it. Now, that's how I'm finding these objects sort of right there, that object there. It shouldn't look like that. So on high zoom, it's like, well, look, there's a structure to it. I could maybe lock in and just see what more is there. And that's how I've sort of learned this game. I mean, who would even believe there are living things are running around the clouds? Until I saw the same thing filmed by other UFO people, but they couldn't actually zoom in like I did and capture a still shot. So I'll just play it again, how I caught it. And you haven't got time much. You're sort of looking for discrepancies, and there he was again. Oops, I've just lost him. There he was again. He's right there. It looks like a big, thick, shiny material on him. I'll try to lock in on him again, his head. So I've taken numerous pictures because obviously I don't want to lose this. It's too good. There he is there. So it's a very, very good shot of a living object there. It's crazy. It's too hard to believe. The picture seems good quality compared to what I've got to work with. So if I just go in and fiddle around a fraction with the color and tint and the temperature, I could bring out potentially what's in there. There's the head process, what looked like the two arms, antenna on top, and these beads that come down, and some more here look like eggs. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's it. So that's the first time I've ever seen any of these. It's always in literature, and one other person said he filmed it going quickly over clouds, but obviously so that's it there. That's obviously an object right there. You've got the hooks, It's very a bead, and you got the round objects right there. Now I'll go through the pictures as quick as I can to see what can be done. There's about 10 or 15 I took, so I'm just hoping one will get that just right effect to it, and that's very hard to get in this game. There it is there. You can see the beads there, that rounded head process. Big claws like a crab, one and the other one. And the one I zoomed in on had those two. Hey, that's a bit better. I think I've done something with that one. There it is. That's a good picture. Okay, that is a very good picture. I have to take the contrast right down to the end, and even the shadows, to get that open effect. There's a huge opening right there, or it's very dark. Okay, we've got something happening on this one. If I work the opposite and take the brightness all the way down, you'll see that object right there. It's very a beady. It's got those sharp claws on that one. The rounded head. I saw some little antennas there, and 1, 2, 3, 4 beads. I'm not sure if they're eggs or that's part of the tail. It just looks like it's laying those eggs. How would it survive in the cloud? What would it eat? Would it eat? I read somewhere they eat the pollution from the atmosphere, and all these things caught in the cloud. They're always at a certain height. Where there's high concentrations of cloud, they might just jump from one to the other. It's hard to comprehend what these things are. But obviously I've caught one. It looks like it's laying the eggs, or that could be the tail process. Look at that. So if I go the opposite way, that's probably the best I can do there. If I fiddle around shadows, that helps bring it up. If I go all the way out with contrast, that really brings it up. There we go. That's a good result. Obviously it's an object. Let's do it this one. If I have caught the picture with the correct type of exposure to it, I could really do wonders, but this is the best I can get. I'm surprised I'm still even getting this. There's that creature again. There are the dark beads. There's the front of it. There are those sharp claws. There's that rounded front to it. Not bad. Not bad. So this was with a Sony DVD DCR 106E. Take the contrast all the way down, and you can see those processes look like claws on a huge insect. See that claw there? It's very sharp, the head, and the beads or whatever down there. Now the brightness, I have to just bring it up nicely to show you those beads there. Look like eggs, and the camera caught this too darkly, so I'm not getting those good results I wanted that picture. I'm not sure if it has a name. I've heard of it called a cloud creature, but it just, unless you see it with your own eyes and film it, you don't know. Ah, the claws are coming up in this one. Those sharp processes are coming up there. I'll see if I can play around with the actual detail, sharpen detail. If I go all the way on it, it might work. Depends how good the picture is. That's a good one. I've got something on there. So there are the beads there. There are the two arms, the big process, and the process going down. It looks like a good result. Very good result on that one. Let's go to the other ones, because I've actually in the other ones caught other angles. So it looks very hard to work out what you've got here to begin with. But when you're actually really adjusting all the qualities on here that you can adjust, you just see how complex this one really is. There it is again. So that's a bad picture. This might be a clearer one. I have a feeling I don't see much glare from the screen. So what we've got here is a really good picture, and I'll just adjust it right to the edge. The contrast, for the first time I'm going all the way to the right with contrast. It's very rare to do that. Shadows. If I go down here, the shadows are good. There we go. There's an opening there. The claws come out, the very sharp ones, and there are those 1, 2, 3, 4 beads. I think it's laying eggs. I don't think that would be a tail process. Tricky things to try to work out. So again, I'm zooming out. I think all the pictures are going to be the same for some reason. I haven't caught any that have brought up really what I want. There is again those sharp hooks coming over the rounded front. Some sort of antennas up there and those eggs right there. Maybe we could have a better picture on this one. It's a very tedious job to try to... okay, we've got something. There's that rounded shape I saw in the cloud that it dips its hooks into. There's the antenna. There we go. Very tricky to do this. Now this got the bright hue on the cloud. It's a good one. This is a good one to work with. You've got that claws, the dark bits, the antenna coming up in the front of it. Now I can't do much with the brightness. There seems to be a very unusual energy brightness coming from the rounded area there. And there's the antenna I was telling you about, how it comes up. Now I will go down and fix up the detail. It might work in this case. I've got a clear image. There's not many pixels there from the computer screen. Yes, that's a good one. You can start to see what I'm telling you about. You've got the antenna up there, the big rounded opening, the claws coming across, the darker beaded body, and we can't see those rounded objects there. Let's try another one. Let's try this one here. This is one of the hardest images I've had to play with because it is a gold mine. If you can bring up what's there, I think it's the first time in the world that's actually been documented what these cloud creatures look like. That's a good one. I'll even adjust the detail on that one. There it is, the big opening, the two hooks, the big rounded area, the antenna coming up, and those leg processes down there. I still can't believe I've caught this on film. Accidentally, I was going through it thinking, oh, I won't see much. And that's how I've caught everything. It's all been accidentally. It's all been walking around, keep my head up, seeing the UFOs, having a camera always near me, analyzing film that I'm thinking there's something there that needs closer zooms. Look at that brightness. There's an energy field coming out of that opening right there. Look at that. Look at that energy field. Look at that energy field coming right out of there right now and then in that picture. Let me see if I can play around with the color somehow. And it's too bright. There is a definite energy field coming out of that. Wow, that is an extremely bright picture. That is opening up into some sort of very bright energy field. I don't know what other way to explain what I'm just capturing here. It has just turned red hot bright at that entrance. Sorry guys, that's the best I can do on that. It's the first time I've seen that brighten up. Okay, let me do something again now. There's the antenna process coming up. 1, 2. There are the front claws. There's a big rounded front. This looks like it's got one eye. And there are those processes down the bottom. Look at that. Just look at that. It was just caught at that entrance. It looks like an entrance or... Oh wow, I've just caught something happening here. The whole lot has become extra bright. There is some sort of huge energy, a burst actually that goes up. I think he's touched something And that energy is coming up right into him. I've never seen this before. This only changes by a few frames. I've never seen anything like this. Just look at that. Something has come out of that. It's an energy field right out of there. He's opened up the hole in the cloud somehow, and there's a burst of energy that's just come out. That is ridiculous. Look at that. I have a feeling this one might bring up something. Yes, we see the beautiful antenna on his head. We fiddle around with the brightness to get it less bright but still get clarity on it. And there it is. There are the twin antennas, the hooks, the claws, the big body, and what looks like the back process right there. This one needs detail sharpening, and it could, again, the only bad things I've got are the computer pixel screens. I've got only very cheap equipment. The camera cost me about $200. The HTC phone cost me $200. Got the auto camera inside, and obviously I've got the just a laptop. So it's very cheap stuff, but it's bringing up very, very good results. There it is again, the big opening, the hooks. He just touched it. It's very bright. There's an energy coming out of that, caught on infrared. I won't play too much because it's the same thing. Obviously, I'm just repeating myself. I'm just hoping to catch something extraordinary, and I think I have caught something extraordinary. Now this is a zoom just of his head and the legs going in. That is a very good zoom. I can see the black processes there on his front claws. I can see the big rounded opening. I can see the antenna up on there. Sorry it's taken that long, but it's one of those very rare things that you'll never think you'll see in a lifetime. There it is again. Okay, I think I've seen it too many of these images. Everything goes bright on this one. Could be just the angle, but I think something's happening for it to become that bright. The whole area has now gone bright. As he's touched it, it looks as though the whole energy goes right down there. I think something's happening there. There he is again. There he is again. There's not much I can do anymore. They all look the same now. I don't think I can catch anything special. Now he's moved this one out. It was further out than last time, so I think I caught him just as he moved. That next frame. That one's further out. In order to get one more perspective, I've used the camera phone and just some extra light on the screen to try to pick up that shiny back part of it. The little object there that looks like a little, could be a larva or a smaller one. The front large opening there, the claws, and the antenna. So I'm just experimenting. If I just produce a fraction of lighting on the screen, can I bring that up the way I want to? As clear as I want to. So the answer is yes, to some sort of degree I can, but I can't do anything better. I can't even estimate the size of it. I mean, it's high zoom, it's caught in a cloud, it could be 6 foot, 5 foot, 10 foot. It wouldn't be 20 foot at that. See the leg processes there and that antenna. It's a V shape. That one central big eye. It's only got one. And that shiny back part, it looks like a crustacean type of entity. There's the base of it. Here we've got the claws. You can see them there. It's sort of caught it just as at the right glare on the screen. See the foot processes there. There it is there, the big back part, the hooks in the front, the V shape, and the eye. There's the back. It looks like a very thick back. The antenna, the hooks in the front, or the claws. And there he is. Now for the next one. I think that's one more high zoom right there.